How's it going, guys? Today we're going to be going over a problem called majority element. Majority element is a LeetCode question that's commonly asked by Google and Baidu. The problem description says, given an array of size n, find the majority element. The majority element is an element that appears more than n over 2 times. So we're trying to find the element that appears more than half the time. You may assume that the array is not empty and the majority element always exists in the array. Cool. So as example 1 says, if we're given 3, 2, 3, we return 3 because 3 appears more than half the times. And similarly, for example 2, if we're given 2, 2, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, we return 2 because 2 appears more than half the time in the array. So we probably want a hash map, right? Because we want to know what numbers have occurred and how many times they've occurred. So we could use a hash map to map a number to how many times that number has occurred. And we can check basically every time we see the number in our hash map. If that number has occurred more than n over 2 times, we just return that number. Otherwise, we just increment the count associated with that number. Cool, so let's go for that. And just to take care of an easy case, if nums.length is 1, we just can return nums of 0, right? Because if there's one element, that one element has to be the majority element. Otherwise, we'll make a hash map that maps an integer to an integer. So the number to the occurrence of that number equals new hash map. Cannot type today, sorry. Integer, integer. And so we said we're going to go through all the numbers. So for int I in nums. And we said we're going to check, okay, has the number occurred? And if it has occurred, right, so if it's in our hash map and it's occurred more than n over 2 times, we're just going to return that number. So if map.contains key I and map.get I, so whatever it's occurred at, however many times it's occurred so far, plus 1 to account for us seeing it right now, if that's greater than, strictly greater than, nums.length divided by 2, then we can return I. Otherwise, that means if we're in this else statement, it's either not in our map, the number that we're on, or it hasn't occurred more than n over 2 times. So all we want to do is increment the number of times we've seen it. So we'll say map.put I with map.get or default I 0 plus 1. So this is going to say, okay, if it's never occurred, we're just going to make it occur once, or make the count of how many times it's occurred to 1, right? So it'll take 0 here, and it'll add 1 to it. Otherwise, if it does exist in our map, it'll get its count. So it'll say map.get I. And if it does exist, it's going to take the number of times it's occurred so far and add 1 to it. Cool. So hopefully this will actually return the answer every time here, but we're going to need to put something here because Java will complain otherwise. So we'll just say like return -1, which will mean in this case that there is no majority element, but according to the problem description, this shouldn't be the case. So let's see if this works. Awesome, it does. Let's check out our details here. LeetCode tells us that we pass 44 out of 44 test cases, and we're in about the 28th percentile for runtime. So it's a little bit slow, but this is how you solve the LeetCode question majority element. It's asked by Google. Make sure you guys know how to do it. If you guys have any questions, be sure to leave a comment and let me know. If this was helpful, be sure to subscribe and leave a thumbs up. I release a video every day so that you guys can see a new interview question asked by large tech companies. Good luck on all your interviews, and I'll see you guys next time.